Hello out there, you are very much welcome to the program Exclusive Personality on Advent Cable Network Nigeria, ACNN Television, reaching you from the nation's capital here in Abuja. Exclusive Personality is a program designed to educate, inform, and transform members of the public through the experiences of notable personalities who have distinguished themselves in this life through hard work, diligence, and the grace of God. It is also a program designed to treat some topical issues concerning faith, ideologies, and the state of affairs in the polity. Our guest for today is Barrister Chims Nzeagwu. He is a principal partner of Big Brooks Legal here in Abuja, and also the Anglican Youth Fellowship President, Anglican Communion Diocese of Abuja. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Barrister Chims, anybody who hears about Barrister Chims might not know actually whom Barrister Chims is. Please, may we know you? Who is Barrister Chims? What is your name, sir?
Okay, I am Chims Nzeagwu. Also, Chimism. Chimism is God has done me well, rather.
Okay.
And then Chims is an acronym I coined.
From your name?
From my name. It means Christ is my strength.
Christ is my strength. Chims, C-H-I-M-S.
Christ is my strength. So that's where I got it from. And it has followed me down from the university till date. And at some point I had to go to regularize the processes to make it formally my name. So Chims is also the name I had to give my NGO, because I believe that everything I do was just all about Christ.
That's right.
So I am a Christian, a legal practitioner, a clinical psychologist, a human resource manager, and a diplomat.
Interesting. Having said all that, Barrister Chims, what were your early days of life like, your educational background? Who are your parents? Are you married? Let's just know you in your whole entirety. Who is Chims and what is all about?
Okay, Chims is the son of a village teacher, a village primary school teacher. I have a father who was as a primary school teacher, but by the grace of God moved through the ranks to secondary school teacher, from there to an university lecturer, and finally became a professor of English language. And I have a mother also. My mom started as a non-academic staff and joined the academic, and moved to the ranks and also became a professor in nutrition and dietetics.
So you are a product of two professors?
I'm a product of two professors who, as at then, we are not professors. And I had a very humble beginning. I was not born with a silver spoon, but I was born exposed to opportunities. And growing up, I learned something from my father. He called me one day, sat me down, while he was still a village teacher. He said, "Look at me. How you decide to end up is a product of what decision you make. I have decided that I will not end a village teacher as a secondary school teacher. And that is why I'm pushing hard." So this was as a small boy. I was still in primary school. So the decision you make either makes you tomorrow or mar you. And he categorically told me, "Don't look at whatever you think I will have tomorrow. Struggle to make a living for yourself." So till date, I still run with that. So childhood was interesting. There were the good times and there were the bad times. We didn't have everything we needed, but we had to make do with what we had. But basically was that our parents gave us, particularly myself, I would say they gave me the Christian standards and tenets which I worked with. They brought me up in the way of Christ, and that really helped me a long way. So those things I learned in those days of Bible club, they dragged us to, and we thought they were punishing us. Actually, are things that helped us, and that is still helping me today in life. So academic background, passed through secondary school, primary school, secondary school, and then attended Madonna University, where I obtained my first degree in law.
That's the one you call LLB?
LLB, yes. And then one thing was that growing up, I didn't have the intention of becoming a lawyer. Down to just 3. I wanted to be a weather scientist. I had told myself I want to be a meteorologist. So, but along the line, in my SS1 first time, I had God expressly tell me, that is not what I want for you. expressly.
You heard him?
I had him expressly. I was in class in afternoon prep. And he told me, I don't want to, this is where I wanted to be. I had actually at that time written an interview to join what they had then as science school. Then they had schools from SS1, you can join where they call science school. So I written the entrance examination waiting for the results. At that point, I called my father and said, I'm not interested anymore. So at that point, I suddenly developed this passion for law. Graduated from the secondary school, admission into law was not forthcoming. I had to wait 3 years.
After secondary
school. And those 3 years were traumatic, I must say. It wasn't easy. Seeing your mates already reading English and different things in the university, and you said, if it's not law. But after 3 years, I got admission to study law. I felt fulfilled. So, did my first degree in law, and after that, I proceeded because I have always wanted to be a human rights activist. I proceeded to do a course in United States Institute of Peace, where I studied, where I obtained a certificate on peace and conflict resolution and creative peace building. And further, proceeded to law school, obtained the BL.
Here in Abuja.
And thereafter, I told myself, you don't have to stop here. You need to move forward. And that was what led me to pursuing a course in University of Toronto, where I obtained a certification in clinical psychology, because I wanted to do more into psychology and study of human behavior and all. So after that, I also proceeded to Germany, where I obtained a certificate in human resource management and diplomacy. And by the grace of God, I'm also an associate of Institute of Public Diplomacy, Chartered Institute of Public Diplomacy and Management.
Thank you very much, Barrister Chims. This is a very wonderful and laurels of honors and certificates and what have you. We appreciate you for that. Seeing all these things, you agree with me from what you just said, the background that your parents gave you and all that. Tell us the secret of your success as a young Christian lawyer.
Well, the secret of my success, first as a young Christian, before I get into the legal aspect, because that one is huge. First was that I placed God first above everything. When the day I was called to bar, I made a covenant with God. I said, any day you call me to drop the wig and gown and serve you fully in whatever capacity, I am going to drop it. I'm not holding this tightly. And I told you, secondly, I will not use this to oppress any human, but rather I'll use this to fight for people. And I'll use this to put smile on people's faces. So first was that I placed God first above everything I did. And then determination. I don't take no for an answer. And I don't believe there is nothing I can't achieve.
So impossibility does not?
It does not. After my first degree, when I wanted to go for masters, I had gotten admission. I told my father, it's 5 million. He laughed.
Then?
Yeah, then he said, so after training you Madonna, I'll give you 5 million to go and do masters. Because you're the only child, right? So I told myself, okay, no problem. I started hunting for scholarship. So first, determination. Apart from God, determination. I was determined that anything I set out to do, I must achieve. Then focus. Again, I dreamt big. I held on to the scripture as far as you can see, where God told Abraham, as far as you can see. Just step out, walk around as far as you can see. So I told myself, I will not end a mediocre in this profession. My name must be heard. So as a young lawyer, I told myself, any case that was sowing my name, I will not do.
So it's a choice now.
It was a decision. So there are clients that come in, and then by the time they narrate, I tell them the truth. I say, see this one, it will not work. We are taught not to reject cases.
Yes, of course.
But we diplomatically tell them, look at this, you advise the person. So if the person does not take my advice, I capitalize on, okay, I advised you, and I will not do what will prick my conscience. So in the interest of my conscience and my Christianity and my faith, look for another lawyer. So I told myself, any case that was sowing my name, I will not go into it. There was a time, there was a particular case I won't forget. And it involved drugs.
Hard drugs?
Yes. So along the line,
I know this kind of case also bring more money on the table.
If you charge a drug dealer, man, a drug baron, you're a big boy, because you are charging in USD. You're not charging in Naira. And there are different measures where you can go about it, and then the person goes to plead guilty, and let me not go into that anyway. So I told myself, I was contemplating, should I not? And I talked to a colleague. The person said, do you know how many persons this person may have killed in the course of prosecuting this business? And you go there to defend him. We are taught not to reject any brief. You defend anybody. But then, I put my faith first. I called them and I said, sorry. I will refer you, but I can't do it. I like money. I need the money. But tomorrow is far greater than today. So first, you must be honest in dealing with people as a lawyer.
These are the secrets now?
Yes, you must be honest. You must be sincere. You won't see a bad case and you tell the person, don't worry, this is it not, if I don't win it, don't know that I'm not a lawyer. You will still lose, and you have lost that integrity. Tell the person it's a bad case, but we'll see what we'll do. We are not gods. We can't do beyond what as humans we can do. So you must be honest, you must be sincere, and then have good working relationship. One thing that helped me grow in the profession was that I aligned myself, I acquainted myself with some senior lawyers, senior advocates, and made them friends. I go to court with them, even not expecting any financial benefit. Just go for the interest. I was learning the job, and I was getting close to them. And as of today, those senior advocates get case and come in, let's do together. And that is how it flows. No man is an island. You can't do it alone. When you get briefs, invite people. So honesty, sincerity, humility, and having a teachable spirit. It was challenging as a young lawyer because there's no money in the profession. That's the truth. People think lawyers, there's no money.
Can you expatiate on that? Because what do you mean?
I tell lawyers sincerely. Young lawyers that come to the office, I tell them sincerely. At the beginning, it's not always easy. Now, this thing has to do with having built clientele for a long time. It has to do with having connect. It has to do with experience. You are just called to bar just last year, and then you expect a politician to bring election or pre-election matter to give you, where there are senior advocates. So imagine a senior advocate is representing the person on the other side, and then you 1 year post-court with your white wig, and then you got to stand in court.
White wig, they have not seen any dust.
The experience matters a lot in the profession. So that is why it is difficult for a young lawyer to make it very easily. And that is why you see many lawyers run into property.
But you've made it now. Maybe that's the secret you are sharing now.
Exactly.
Yes.
I had to go and meet these people, work with them. The place of mentorship and tutelage is very important in the profession. I had to attach myself to a chamber, meet with senior advocates, meet with senior lawyers, and was learning.
And it's intensive. The process of learning is intensive.
Of course. You don't expect to blow in 1 week. You don't expect to blow in 1 day. Some people are lucky and got briefs that, maybe a property brief that made them grow. But if you want to go into litigation, you must follow the nitty-gritties. You must learn under someone. What you are taught in law school is not sufficient enough. So the challenges were there because there was no money. If you want to attach yourself to a law firm, they pay 50,000 naira, 70,000 naira. Those that do you well pay you 120. I think of cost of living in FCT. You transport yourself and all that. Accommodation. So you see that at the end of the day, the money is nothing. So you must be deliberate about your growth as a young lawyer. And even in any field. What I'm saying now moves beyond the legal profession. In any field, if you are not honest, people will not trust you. If you are not sincere, people will not come to you. If you are not approachable, people will not come to you. And then you must look at people that have been through that thread and follow through so that you'll be able to know their errors and where they got it right, so that their errors becomes a stepping stone.
Thank you very much. That's a very wonderful one. So for young lawyers out there, or young people that wants to be lawyers, you have seen the steps, what it takes to be a successful young lawyer. Thank you very much. Barrister Chims, oftentimes we hear, I know that you must have heard it, people will say lawyers are liars. They will go further to say that you will see some parents say, I don't want my child to be a lawyer, that when they die, they will turn them upside down, that all lawyers are going to hell. Now you are a Christian lawyer. What's your comment in all this?
Those are myths that the society deceive people with. We all had that. Even till today, people call us liars. But funny enough, a lawyer is a lawyer of law, not a lawyer of fact.
Come again. A lawyer
is a lawyer of law and not of facts.
Explain.
Now, I will explain. Who brings the fact? The client. Who tells the lawyer the fact? The client. Where did the fact originate from? The client. The lawyer was not at the scene. So it is the client that has the fact. So if anybody is a liar, it is the client. The people calling lawyers liars. They are the liars. Now, a client comes to your office and then you ask the client a question. The client chooses the ones to tell you. In case of client interview, the client chooses the ones to tell you and chooses the ones not to tell you and reserve some not to tell you. And then maybe you start interrogating the person and the person, actually, who is the liar? Our work is only professional. It's only professional and of law. Now, a client comes into your office, narrates a scenario. As a lawyer, you are looking for a loophole to give the person a way of escape. That does not make you a liar. And
those loopholes are also embedded on laws.
They are law-based. They are legal. You are just looking for legal grounds to look for a way of escape.
I think that's better. Legal grounds. Because when you say loopholes, it will be as if there's something you want to do.
Looking for legal grounds to bring out about a way of escape. Now, the law, our constitution is the ground norm. It is the supreme that governs the land. And our constitution says that every person is presumed innocent of the proven guilty.
So and even if when you caught the person out of the act.
Somebody will ask, why go to defend a criminal that you know that killed somebody? You and I, we are not there. And the constitution says, I have a right to defend this person.
And the constitution has already presumed the person not innocent.
And the constitution says, nobody shall be tried for a criminal offense without a lawyer. So where do we go from here? The person committed crime. So what I'm only trying to look, within the crime you are alleging the person committed, what are the elements? For every crime there is an element. In stealing there is an element. In robbery there is an element. In rape there is an element. So what I am now looking for are the elements of this case, of this crime, all available to justify that this person committed this crime. And if the elements are not there, how can you then call me a liar? And that is why in our time, most government cases are difficult to win because the elements are not there. Media trial. So lawyers are not liars. It's just a might. We are only doing our work.
So if there are people to call liars, it's even the clients.
Of course. Somebody comes to you to help the person win a case and the person is at the other side calling you a liar. You gave me the facts I'm working with. I didn't manufacture them. The best I did was to look within the ambits of the law. How do I apply the facts you give me? And that's all.
That's why I say that lawyers are of the law.
Lawyers of law, not of facts. The facts did not emanate from us. You tell me the facts, I reduce it in writing and I file it in court. And I go out there to defend you. Or you tell me the facts, I put it together, speak it in a better English. And defend you in court.
Does
that make me a liar?
No, but can't say. What about the one that when they died, they turned them upside down?
I have attended burials of lawyers, even as a law student, and I never saw any one day that anyone was buried upside down. Those are minds society have fed people with, that because we are liars, they bury us upside down. Haba. They should just, even in lying, at least there is what they call lying in state. In lying in state, they still face people, lawyers, faced up. So where is it at the point of burying? Those are minds and lies and fiction. These are fictions and figments of people's imagination. They just spread and people, these are minds that have gone from childhood. So people go with it, and parents, I don't want my son to be a lawyer. A lady once told me, I will not marry a lawyer. I cannot marry a lawyer. You are wicked people.
So if there are any of our viewers that are still watching us and you are having a negative mindset because of all these myths or minds that our guests have said, please remove those things in your mind and try as much as possible to pursue that dream which you have been wanting to do.
In fact, I told my daughter, I will not force you to read law, but I'll choose your law school.
Okay, that's a great one. That's a great one. Thank you very much. Let's move a little bit out of the issue of personal questioning,
yes, sir,
and now move to the issue of politics. Now, do you think that the judiciary is doing enough towards nation building Look at how cases will come. Oftentimes you see cases it will be done for many years, and oftentimes you also see they will be striking out of matters from courts. You see the criminal working freely and all that. And of course, in political scene, actually the question is, my dear brother, what is judiciary doing? Are they doing enough? If no, do you think that political will has influence on judiciary?
Okay. My own opinion.
Yes, of course.
I would say the judiciary is doing very well.
Why do you say so?
I would say the judiciary is doing very well. Now, if you happen to be a judge for one day, you know that job is not easy. Just in one day. Okay, just take a priest in a church and cases come to the priest. How overwhelming that is. How much may a judge? You go to a court, you see over 20 causes in the cost list. Over 20 cases in the cost list.
What, for one day?
One court, one day. One court, one day. And it's a human being like you and I. So the judiciary is doing well. Yes, some cases stay there for long, but they have just one head, one human. That is why most judges don't live long.
Yes.
Because of the workload. The workload is enormous for these people. And you recruit and recruit, but then every day, cases upon cases. There are crimes committed every day. There are civil cases every day. So now, and the election cases, when they come pre-elections, because of the timing
yes,
and how urgent it is, some of these other cases will have to be on hold until these ones finish.
Oh, whether criminal or civil, they will have to be on hold.
Because these ones have time of essence. So now, if you come to the criminal, it's just for them to look at those ones that the people are not in custody, and that the people are in custody and attend to them urgently. The ones that the people are not in custody, they can actually take their time. So the workload is too much for them. The judiciary is doing so well. We may have a few bad eggs everywhere. After in every 12, there must be a Judas.
Yes, sir.
If you have the few bad eggs here and there, but then generally they are doing well. The work is enormous. But the challenge is that our system, our Nigerian system, is not helping them. How can a judge in a court still be writing with handwriting? Should still be doing longhand?
Now.
In the 21st century. In other climes, you have the recorder and everything. He records everything. The man goes home and the work is easier. But here they still write longhand. I was in Court of Appeal one day, and I was there from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. and my matter was still not called. There were about 30 cases on the cost list.
So that means you have to take another date.
And by the time it was 5 o'clock, the judges said, the justice of the Court of Appeal said they are tired. Say take date off record from morning till 5. And the earliest date you can get is maybe another 5-6 months. So the workload is too much for them because these people are writing. And then they still go back to write judgments. They still go back to write judgments. So the thing is, our government should improve the welfare of these people. Create more courts. And the challenge we have in the judiciary is that until we have the independence of the judiciary, we'll still have problems.
So that means political way power.
Politicians are the people swallowing our judicial system.
Why do you say so, sir?
They are the executives are the people that appoint the Chief Justice of the Federation and Chief Judge of the State, as the case may be. What option do you have? I put you there. I call the shots. I pay their salary. What again? They are the ones that pay their salary. They are the ones that do the appointments. The appointment of CJ will have to go as far after the NJC and all that finish their work. It will still have to go to the president. And the president does not like the man's face. He said, I don't like your face, to hold it on. Of course. We have seen it happen in Nigeria. So until the judicial, that was what Jinson did, that's the Association of Judicial Senior Staff of Judiciary, we are fighting. Give them autonomy. Let them handle their salaries. Let them handle their resources. And until these people get independent and run their things, there will still be a problem.
So there's this.
A governor comes out and dash and gives all the judges in his state a SUVs and say, I want to tell them thank you. And has the same governor has a matter in the court. What do you expect?
Political way
if
power.
The person does not, if God does not help that judge, you know what the situation will be. So we need not just speaking it in English and putting it in paper. Independence of judiciary. The judiciary needs to be independent. So the political power, the political class also influence, and they are the people that are also indirectly have brought the judiciary where we are today. The
political way power have been the people indirectly bringing judiciary from where we are today. Our youth's future leaders will hear this from Barrister Chims when we come back from break. Please do join us again.
On this show, we focus on the journey from girlhood to womanhood and everything in between.
So you hear such comments like it's not ladylike because there is a way a lady should behave.
Please don't ask a man out. I beg you. We are so cultured that the day you do.
It is in that place of fellowship that you get to discover all these things.
You discover yourself.
Yes.
Biology-wise, women are able to progress faster into addiction than the men.
Don't crucify the woman for wanting financial security.
Remember, every woman is worthy by design.
Glad to know that you are still there. If you are just joining us, this is Exclusive Personality on Advent Cable Network Nigeria, reaching you here from Abuja, and we are still here with Barrister Chims Nzeagwu. Thank you very much for still remaining with us, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Before we went on break, you have told us that judiciary, they are doing well, but the political willpower have a negative influence. Therefore, they need to create that independence of judiciary, not just on paper, but in actual sense. But I know that before we went there, I was about to ask you about this issue of youth. You are a youth, and of course, a young man, a lawyer, a Christian who is doing very well. And also you are also a diplomat. Now, oftentimes they say youths are leaders of tomorrow. Are there any other ways that the youths can achieve this apart from venturing into politics?
You know, that story of youth being leaders of tomorrow, well, in Nigeria, I don't think it operates.
Because I've been hearing that for a long time.
I've been hearing it.
When you are a toddler.
It's not by saying not too young to run, and then by the time the people come out to run, they are being frustrated. So, but then I think we youths, we need to talk to ourselves. Then I think, if I'm not missing it, 60% of the population of voters are youths. And if we rise to the occasion and call a spade, we don't need to bring back these old people back to power. How can the youths do better? One, I think youths should diversify beyond politics. I don't need to be a politician to impact the society. Youths can diversify. How do I mean? Youths can go into research and invent things scientifically that can boost the economy of this country. There is agriculture. There is recycling of items of waste to become energy, which other countries are doing. China is doing it now. So there are diverse things youths can go into aside politics. All of us must not be politicians. We don't all need to be politicians. So, but we need to determine who sits on the seat of politics, on the seat of leadership, by coming out, talking to ourselves. We have youths who can do better, who can do well as president of this country. Not like the type we have in some states as governors. We have youths who can do very well. We need to figure out those people, empower them, and throw our weight behind them. So youths should diversify. Look for areas of influence. It could be in the medical aspect. We have a lot of young doctors. Carve a niche for yourself in the medical sector and do an impact there. The legal aspect, even the political scene, youths can still come out and make impact. So we shouldn't all wait to become governors and senators and councillors. We should come out, think of ideas, think of ways, things we can invent that will boost the economy of Nigeria. The two sons of the bishop that invented aeroplane, they were youths. They were young people. And they prayed and said, we want to do something different. And that idea came. And they broke the law of gravity that what goes up cannot come down, must come down. That something can go up and remain up.
I remain up.
So we can actually, but the challenge is the youth we are talking about on social media. If you do on WhatsApp, Twitter, nobody wants to get to the work. But all of them want to make money overnight. Room. was not built in a day.
Rome was not built in a day. Thank you very much, sir. But you have been a leader all your lifetime in university. I understand that you were once a leader of course, your association, your church group, and now, apart from being a lawyer, a diplomat, and of course, a human rights activist, you're also a leader as well. In fact, currently the president of Anglican Youth Fellowship here in Abuja. What are the things that the youth are doing to ensure that they see the better Nigeria they are hoping for? What are your plans? What are the things you have engaging the youth on?
Okay, we have been talking to ourselves first on the need to be our best. Nemo that could not have it. You can't give what you don't have. You need to be your best first before you go out to tell others to be their best. So we are working on these people, on these young people, to be their best, first for God, then for themselves, and for the society, then the church. Voting is your right. Enshrined is a constitutional right. Don't disenfranchise yourself. Go and register. Closing your shop for one day for the good of your country is not too much to do. Taking leave for one day, casual leave for one day in your office to go and register for the good of your country is not too much to do for your country. So we are going around to sensitize people because we are tired of the happenings in the country.
Yes, sir.
We are tired of the state of affairs. We are tired of the state of the economy. We are tired of the poor leadership and the dividends of democracy that are not coming to us. So we want to sensitize people. And I think it should start from the church. The church should actually be the role model. And that is why, as the youth of the church, we want to take it to the streets. Tell people, go. It is your right. You don't need to pay for it. It's free. Go register, collect your voter's card. On the day of election, go to the polling unit and vote.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much, sir. That's a very good one. That's a very good one. Then, Barrister Chims, I just want to move away from here to another, what I might call it, disheartening things happening in Nigeria. You see subgroup of people in the name of religion. They commit murder, they kill people. We heard about the unfortunate death of an innocent girl, Deborah, in Sokoto, where the only crime that lady committed that he has gone, she went to school in order for her to be a better person. Now the question is, what is the position of law when certain group of people or religion kill individual, commit genocide in the name of religion? They will tell you that their law, or whatever they believe, or religion, their faith, support them. What is the position of law as a lawyer?
It is quite painful that we find ourselves in this position in this country. That act is barbaric, is inhuman, and is highly condemnable. No society will accept that. And in sane societies, it cannot happen. The law is clear. Section 3(1) of the Constitution says that everyone has a right to life, and no life shall be intentionally taken from anyone.
So it's a constitutional right?
Yes! Right to life is a constitutional right of every citizen of this country. Every citizen. I say no person's life should be intentionally taken by another. No person's life should be intentional. What happened was intentional taking away of that girl's life. We are talking about that of the brother. We're talking about the other guy in Lekki. So it is very pathetic that the government of Sokoto State have even not said anything about it. So the act is illegal, it is unconstitutional, and it is criminal.
But Barrister, they say that there's a particular place in Quran and of course that Sharia law that oppose them in the name of their religion. That one say that's blasphemy. That's what they're saying.
It is contradictory to the Constitution, and as long as it is contradictory to the Constitution, which is a grand norm, it is null and void. We live in a state. We live in a nation state that is governed by a constitution. The constitution is not yet suspended. So irrespective of whatever provision of anything they are quoting, the constitution. Now, even in that case, in the case of blasphemy,
yes,
there are procedures you take. You don't take laws into your hand. What just happened is jungle justice. And our law is strictly against, it is not provided for anywhere in law. That is why a policeman will catch an robber even in the very course of armed robbery, and they will not kill the person. There are procedures it has to take. You have to first arraign the person, and then let the court prove the person guilty, and then you can now go ahead to kill the person by firing squad or as the court may have directed. So it is illegal and it is unconstitutional. And I think the government of the day should rise to the occasion to stop it. And I think as it is now, state assembly should start thinking of forming laws that will fight against jungle justice. They should come up with laws that is against jungle justice. We can't, it happened before and then people take it for nothing and it's happening. We all know about the Alu case. We all know about the,
yes,
in Rivers State. We all know about the one that happened in Apo here. Where some people were killed. It keeps happening, it keeps reoccurring. And everybody is silent about it. So I think it is time for the legislature to come up with laws that are against jungle justice.
So no matter whatever anybody
no matter what,
nobody
has a right to intentionally take. There are ways of passing these things. The law stipulates it. So even if in the case of blasphemy, if at all there was blasphemy, let it go to the right process. And the right process, hand over the person to the police. The police takes the person to court. And then the court looks at it, weighs the weight of it, and then pronounces. So either way, the court, even when the High Court pronounces or the Magistrate Court pronounces, there's still room for appeal down to until it gets to the Supreme Court, and they sentence the person either to killing by death, by hanging, or by firing squad.
Or as the court exactly. So what happened in Sokoto is
it is completely illegal, unconstitutional, and barbaric. It is not in our law, not provided in any law in Nigeria.
So because that is obtainable, you cannot quote any religious fact or whatever.
There's no backing whatsoever for it. There's no backing whatsoever for it. Anything you are quoting that is outside the Constitution and is contrary to and contradicts any section of the Constitution is null and void. That is what the Constitution provides.
That's supremacy of Constitution.
It's very supreme.
I think our sympathy on behalf of the crew goes to the family of Ms. Deborah. We pray that the Lord will give you the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. So please, I think our nation must have to do something to ensure that the laws will be put in place to stop those jungle justice. Thank you very much, Barrister Chims. We are about rounding up this program, but I just want to ask you some other questions. What is your advice to the younger ones out there who wants to be successful lawyer as you are, or who wants to succeed in any field of life? You know, looking at you, a young lawyer who have achieved a lot, or, you know, passing through, nobody will know that you have achieved this. But what is your advice to them as they are looking at you now?
I went to a court one day. The man said, "Are you up to 3 years at the bar?" I just laughed.
Recently?
Yes, I said, "I am qualified to apply as a judge. I'm also qualified to apply as a senior advocate because I have crossed the benchmark of 10 years at the bar." So you can achieve anything you set out to achieve. It's all about determination and focus. To young lawyers, I didn't start up a law firm in one night. I had to learn under people. And when I felt I have stood enough, I have learned what can carry me. We're all learning in the profession. Even till tomorrow, we are still learning. When I felt I had what can carry me, I had to go to start up our own. So my advice is, you must try to learn under someone. Try to follow good examples. Be yourself. Be honest. Put Christ at the center of it. And to every young person, put Christ first. There is no hard and fast rule to life.
So there's no room for cutting of soap or shortcut to success.
There is no soap to cut anywhere. It's just short-lived. They are just deceiving people. There are some things that don't last. In my place, they say what you got from the side of the pot will also go from the side of the pot. Look beyond the temporary. Think about the future. But I think one thing that helped me was I placed impact first above everything. I placed impact first above everything. So my advice to young people, in anywhere you find yourself, try to make impact. I believe if I leave a place, I should be remembered for something good. So if you want to start any business, want to start anything, want to be anything, dream about it, pray about it, speak it into your life, and walk around it. You can't say you want to be a lawyer and you can't study microbiology. There's no correlation. So in the area you want to be, in the area you want to go, read things around it, hover around it, go around it. One day, what you're looking for, you will get. There is no fast way to making money. By the grace of God, we have been blessed today But there was no fast route to it. It was in the course of hard work and prayers that these blessings came.
Thank you very much. In place of prayers and hard work that all these blessings came. There is no hard and fast rule of making money. There is no soap to cut. There is no shortcut to success. Diligence and the grace of God, you will get there. Thank you very much, sir. Apart from the government, do you think that the church has a role to play in nation building?
Yes.
The
church has a very big role to play.
Let's hear you.
First,
not just a role, but a very big one.
A very big one.
Okay.
The church should stand for the truth at all times. And where does this challenge come? When a pastor mounts a pulpit to preach, and a politician that gave 100 million in harvest walks in, you know the man is corrupt, the sermon changes. The pastor has joined the people that are looting the country. He is destroying the country. So the church should stand for the truth at all times. The church should never be at the gallery. The church should always come out to speak on national issues. And then the church should raise her members to be good citizens by the time they are sent to any political role or any high office in the society.
So if you look at what you just said now, does it mean that any pastor that sees any politician and he's not saying the truth, having known that that politician is corrupt, is also contributing in
a pastor that mounts pulpits and hail a politician who is corrupt, that pastor has lied.
And it's part of the corruption.
It's part of the problem we have in Nigeria. A pastor should stand for the truth. Let us have pastors like Elijah that will tell Ahab, you are not doing the right thing. Let us have pastors like Nathan that will go to David and say, my Lord, you have done the wrong thing. How many pastors can go to the president and say, His Excellency, you are not doing well? Because we invite them for synod, we can't do that. The church should do better.
The church should do better. Thank you very much. Speaking the truth at all times. Barrister Chims, you look at the political sector of this Nigeria, the issue of federal character, zoning, and what have you. You're also a human rights activist at the same time, but not necessarily a politician. Maybe tomorrow you might change your mind, or God will call you to go and serve.
I will not be a politician. I can only accept political appointment, but I will not be a politician.
When you must have done that, you have accepted that. But my question is, this issue of zoning, do you support this zoning, especially now it's clamoring on that of Southeast? They said there is their turn and all that. What is your take on all these things?
What is good for the goose is good for the gander.
I hope you're not speaking because you're from the Southeast. I am not
speaking because I'm from the Southeast. If a Northerner can do it, if a Southerner can do it, then Easterner can do it. All of us are together in this country. The country belongs to everybody. The North, the South, the East, the West. And if all these other regions have benefited from whatever position, let it go around. No particular region has monopoly of producing the leaders. Let's try others. If it doesn't work, let us know that, okay, we have also tried them and they have failed.
But they said that zoning sum is not in the constitution.
It's not constitutional.
Yes.
There are certain codes that are unwritten. So, it is not constitutional, I 100% agree. But if somebody from this other region can do good to this nation, why don't we try out the person? Must he be from a particular region? These people are clamoring, we want to go, we want to go. And somebody says, it is our time. Can you just give us opportunity? Why don't we try it out?
You don't want them to go. You still don't want to give them opportunity.
Exactly. So what are we talking about? Tension will still be high. Because as long as you can't let them go, you still don't want to give them an opportunity to test what other regions have tested in leadership. Then there is a problem. Why is it that you don't want that region?
That's the question.
If it had gone round, everybody goes in peace.
Because I know that even South have gotten, even that of the North have also got.
All the regions in this country have at one point or the other tested what it means to be the president of this country. Why don't we allow the Easterners? Just give them opportunity. If they decide to mess it up and 50 of them comes out, it's to their discredit. But at least let it be that they've been allowed. So I don't have a problem with zoning. I'm not speaking because I am an Easterner. But I don't think I'm not a politician. But I don't think it is justifiable, morally justifiable to say they should not partake. They should be given on a slot. Let them just try it out.
So for the sake of fairness, equity, and justice,
that is it. For the sake of fairness, they should just be given a slot.
Thank you very much. Then, James, I have to also go back to the issue of youths. Now, looking at what is happening, let's say that a youth now, you just talked about it, that 60%, which I agree with you, of electorates are youths and people who move. In fact, when you look at these people that are doing negative things, the talk grey and all that, they use youths. Now, maybe youths decide to engage themselves and they say they want to take up power, maybe from presidency or governor. But looking at what is happening, the PDP, the presidential ticket is about 40 million, thereabouts. The APC is about 100 million. How do you think the youth will succeed?
That is why I said the saying that the youth are the leaders of tomorrow is not applicable in Nigeria. You don't raise the bar so high so the people cannot reach there because you feel you have passed the bar. Lower the bar. Let it be a fair playing ground for everybody, both the youths and the old. But when you raise the bar so high, where will these youths get 100 million? You're talking about 40 million. APC, that their ticket is 100 million. So where will a youth, except groups are buying for people, so except a group of people can come and buy for them. But I think we should do better. If we have enacted the not too young to run bill law, let us also make things fair for these people to also have the opportunity to test what it means and partake in the electoral process in the political parties.
Thank you very much. Now, Chims, please, because why I'm taking you these political questions to enlighten our viewers, because we are going to enter into next general election 2020. It's very important. Now, looking at what the INEC is doing, and of course the political scene. Now, do you see INEC also playing an important role in order to get a credible election next year, 2023?
Well, I think INEC will do well. They've been preparing for the past 4 years. That's the only job they have. Their job is once in 4 years. So at least, if not for anything, for the electronic transmission of results, if it is just that, I think we are ready. At least it's not a matter of snatching of ballot paper registration results anymore. Now, as it is being computed in the polling unit, it is transferred to the server down to the central collation center. So, if it is just electronic collation of results alone, I think INEC is ready.
Thank you very much. Recently, finally, on these electoral matters, Attorney General of the Federation, Melame, wanted a particular section of the new electoral acts to be interpreted. What is your take on that? Because I know that they said that once you're a political appointee, you don't supposed to partake in any Congress of, I think, yes, without resigning, am I correct?
Yes.
And he's trying to seek it. What is your take as a lawyer?
You can't eat your cake and have it. They want to hold what they have and still pursue another one.
They don't want to leave that one, and they want to
want to hear categorically congratulate and appreciate President Muhammadu Buhari for the step he took, that anybody in his cabinet that wants to contest, go and resign. That is the right step in the right direction. So
it's kudos to our president.
I give him kudos for that. It was one good decision he has taken through this period of his presidency. Because you can't be there occupying a position and then you go and try. So that if it doesn't work, you go back and hold back on what you are. Resign. I think that session is right. The matter is in court, so let the Supreme Court decide. Exactly. What is in court, we don't talk about it until the learned justices have decided that. Thank you very much. Finally, on this program, the 2023 election is coming closer, each passing day. What is your advice to the electorates and the entire citizens of Nigeria? Because oftentimes you see people, they will be talking, but they will not go and vote. What is your advice? What do you think? How do you think that they can get it right this time around? I was impressed with what I saw in 2015. But I still believe Nigerians can do better. Let people come out, let the electorate come out in their numbers and vote on the election day. Nobody should sleep in his house or watch TV on the election day. Nobody should sit at home to watch ACNN on the election day. They should come out en masse. In their numbers, let's go to our polling units. First, they should go and register if you don't have a PVC. Secondly, on the day of the election, both presidential, governorship, House of Assembly, National Assembly, councillorship, let all of us come out and vote. And then, nobody should sell their votes. Remember, in selling your vote, you are selling the future of your children. You may not be directly affected, but your grandchild may be affected tomorrow. So I want to encourage electorates, come out, vote for your conscience. don't sell your vote. Don't collect 5,000. Don't collect 1,000 and sell your vote. Vote your conscience and vote for the good of Nigeria. As you are voting, think of terrorism, think of hunger, think of insecurity, think of electricity, think of fuel scarcity, and then vote your choice.
Vote your choice in order for you to be the change you want to be. Barrister Chims, thank you very much for your time. It has been a very interesting and wonderful discussion, and I believe that the electorate out there, they will hear, and the masses will hear and get it right. Thank you very much once again. Please, next time we call upon you on this platform, please, out of your busy schedule, find time to oblige us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
I'm
so
always
much.
available.
Thank you. What an interesting conversation with Barrister Chims Nzeagwu. Via our discussion today, the legal luminary has succeeded in enumerating what it takes to succeed in life. He has also challenged youths like him to do all they can to expunge and extricate any obnoxious, sordid and morbid character that can mar their lives. Irresponsibility and nuisance do not pay. Rather, it destroys. Therefore, do not allow anyone to influence or use you negatively to cause mayhem or crisis in the society. You can be useful to yourself. You can be an asset to the society and a blessing to your generation. Finally, both the leaders and the led in this country have been advised in the course of this discussion and conversation to do the needful in order to have a strong and sustainable country. The time to start is now. This is where we draw the curtain on today's edition of Exclusive Personality. Join us again, same time, same station, for another wonderful edition of the program. Until then, this is Anoze Chinom, so urging you to be a law-abiding citizen, and bye for now.